It's been about a week since I've been on here. I've been busy trying to get into as I said, the fitness industry with a new product. So I've been real busy. Don't have time for this comment stuff and shit like that. A fellow sent me an email named Tristan, and I didn't bother replying. I don't really like to type a lot. You know, my fingers. I was trying to get those idiots that think that African Americans are not from Africa. And I'm not saying there weren't any black people here. I'm not saying us descendants from slaves are not part of that group. Okay, that's what I've been saying. So I talked about how white folks keep records. And I think I mentioned how we do it. Yeah. I've noticed that with Caucasians that do like podcast shows, they're all numbered and neat and orderly, and I just don't have that kind of mind. I wish I did. It'd be nice if I was a left brain, nerdy type, you know, a little reader type that like to read instead of watch video types. Continuing, you have to excuse her brother. He's doing the lawn in the backyard. Does your podcast package have those shows you speak of? To tell you the truth, I don't remember what shows you're talking about. My podcast shows, they have all my past shows in them when I first started in this business. So that's my raw game. That's what created Grease. That's what created the guy in the video from Geeks to Pimp. Yeah, DJ Dan. He went from being a geek whose girlfriend cheated on him with a bunch of black dudes in a van, and he was a nerd. Those are the ones that raised him. He went to become a model. He now actually moved from Canada to the United States. He lives in San Francisco. He's going to be getting married. So he had fun in the game. I met him when he came through California. He had a MILF that took him around the world. He took him to Europe. She took him on a California trip, and I happened to meet them. She paid for our dinner, Jovina and myself. He writes, I hammered this home because, to me, building rapport via getting her life story is the bulk of what gets results. That's very true. Not to be robotic, but it's like training wheels on a bike, using proven rapport-building questions and escalating forward, and not just a friend level. Can you do a private consultation? I only do packages of 4. Otherwise, it's $100. Okay. When it's a package of 4, I cut the hourly down to $50. That's basically $200 for a package of 4. Can you do a private consultation with you? Allow us to go into more examples and use the law of attraction material you have. Also, the law of attraction material you have. Law of attraction doesn't require you a big brainiac series of thoughts. Look at your vibration. Your vibration is attracting to you right now what you're getting. If you want to change what you're getting, then change your vibration. That's basically what it really is. Real simple. Finally, after the consultation, I see as a person I can learn a lot from. Would it be cool to speak with you occasionally? I only do consultations, paid consultations. My time is valuable there, brother. Okay. I didn't finish it, so let's see. Occasionally to see how things are going with you and share. Okay, you're talking about, well, first of all, what you really want is to share your progress, give some advice. Let's be honest about that. So that's a consultation, homie. All right. Let's go to recent comments. Tedrix says, hold on. I think a pair of glasses are needed today. Still dirty. Okay, Tedrix. Good video, Supreme. I have been at a behavior unit due to the fact that my mom can't handle the truth about my way of explaining. Okay, you got an issue with your mom? Recognize that your mom. I'm not going to necessarily take your mom's side, but we I made the mistake that you're making, thinking I knew it all, that I was better than my parents. That wound up. I'm down to my last $800 on that. No, I paid $200 yesterday, so it's $600. What's today? Friday. Today, let's say Saturday. So 2 days ago, I paid the $200. I'm down to $600. If I listened to my mom, that wouldn't have been there. And this is going back to when she said, don't date a woman with kids. But we think we know it all. Now I'm in the position of being a parent. The truth about my way of explaining to her that she act like the women in Monroe that act cold and heartless. Okay. Got into it with her. Try not to get into it with your mom and let my venom out. So you put you in a behavior unit, huh? Here's what happens. We're growing as men when you're younger. And that testosterone flows. And you got to learn to control your testosterone. That anger. That energy. Unfortunately, black moms many of them have been ruined. And you might have one of the ruined ones. They're trying to demasculate you, trying to destroy your confidence without even knowing. They don't not even aware they're doing this. Okay? So just bide your time, bite your tongue, get to the right age, get out, and get your own place. Because right now she's paying the bill for that behavior unit, hoping that you might change. She's going to have to pay for that one way or another. Just as we had to pay for Tracy's bullshit. We had to end up paying the whole cost of it. They put the burden on the parents. The state doesn't take care of that shit anymore, at least in California. Ace Ortiz, get a dog that are fun to play with someday. I want to get a bulldog and put him on a skateboard. He also says, Supreme, I noticed in some surveys they are trying to divide Hispanics even more by asking, are you white Hispanic or black Hispanic? I noticed they started, the white Hispanics don't want to be with you guys, you black Hispanics, or mixed. So they're trying to assist in that separation. They want to hold themselves up and get the white card. Okay? That's what's going on right now. The white Mexicans, they'll get their white card, which means, white acceptance, as well as other white Hispanics. If you got mud as they call it, mud in your blood, you don't get the card. I noticed they started doing that recently in the past. It was asking if you're Hispanic or other or white, black, Asian, etc. Yeah. That's what's coming down the pipeline. It's going to get worse before it gets better. They're going to take away your Hispanic thing that you guys use. And basically it's just your culture, But they want to know who's white and who's not within those cultures. So it's unfortunate, but that's just the way the bullshit runs. Kitty Cat, yo player, I study at uni, and there's a girl that looks like my ex-girlfriend, which made me love her. I'm shy, but I had the courage to talk to her once. And she was polite, but after that day, she didn't say anything to me. It's not her job to come up and say something to you just because you spoke to her. And think about how the other guys that approach her also. It's your job to get at her, okay? Let's see, to me, not even hi, but she is shy. There you go. Shy chicks ain't gonna come up. Two shy people have a hard time meeting each other. That's like an impossible task right there. My ex-wife and I met because I had the balls to speak to her in the library. And we both were shy. How do I approach her? Same way you did last time. not feel shy. That shy thing's going to be with you till you decide it's stupid, because it's stupid, and drop it the way I did. Recognize it's a program. You were programmed. You probably heard it from your parents, like I did. Oh, Chris is shy. Chris doesn't talk. And the more you hear it, the more it gets ingrained in you. And you have to break that programming. And when do I ask her out? What you want to do is, have your general conversation with her and say, I enjoyed talking to you. Let's do coffee sometime. Is that hard? Or a Jamba Juice. Hey, let's go get the Jamba Juice sometime. You guys are young. She may not like coffee. Ask her if she drinks coffee. Hey, you drink coffee? She says no. Okay, well, do you like Jamba Juice? Everybody likes Jamba Juice or whatever they have in your town. I say, oh, cool. Well, let's go get one of those sometime. How about you put your number in my phone and I'll give you a call? It's that easy. This shit doesn't take a rocket science. It just takes the balls to open your mouth. Okay? Ace, my uncle lives in Texas. My father lives in Florida. I heard Hispanic guys like me would sell like hotcakes in Texas. Those white chicks go crazy. I haven't heard that myself, but Texas is very racist. They have girls who are racist down there. But hey, there are blacks that live there, and they're fucking white chicks, so. But my father lives in North Florida, which is another capital of racism there. And I experienced subtle racism there last time I visited. But he told me that the white girls over there are down for the swirl. LOL. Just go to the downtown areas. Okay, it's good to know that. And he also says that agenda is strong in all American media shows and movies. This is on the last Saturday video that I did. I heard they put it into one of those animated Batman movies, and I was like, whoa, really? Batman? Oh, the agenda, yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch that shit. When I was a kid, Batman was on the whole lock-up criminal swag, but now they're putting agenda stuff in there. Talk about forcing it down people's brains in a franchise where it has no business being exactly. But white supremacy is desperate. They're on the last leg, by the way. If you're white, your white supremacy buddies are they're on the last leg. This shit is not gonna last much longer. They're getting desperate. Don't know what's gonna happen after that, though. I don't know if it's gonna, bring society down or what. I doubt it. I hope not. Kitty cat. I know you don't like MGTOW. I only don't when they talk about politics, since they don't know shit about it. But MGTOW means men going their own way. Don't defend MGTOW here. It's for alpha males. Don't judge a book by the cover, bruh. Okay, you got the wrong idea. It's not for alpha males. Show me one fucking alpha male in that fucked up group. It's weak motherfuckers. Weak motherfuckers whine about shit. Alpha males get shit done. They get their business handled. What do? They whine about it. And the weaker motherfuckers listen to the biggest whiners. You're the one who's struggling with women. Are you an alpha male? No. Amon Ra. I have tons of pictures and sculptors, dude, of us with plume skirts and feather headdresses. Do Africans wear stuff like that? No. Google derogatory terms for blacks. They used to call us IPA, which meant indigenous oh God. As I said, I am not against the idea that blacks were here, the mound people, but for us being descended from those people, no. Ace. Amon Ra, you bought the stupid pill. You got suckered. You also said pictures of us, sculptures of us. You didn't make one video. Have you made a video like I asked you to? No. Talk is cheap till you prove it, brother. Ace. Trust me, if the chick wants you to go balls deep, she will let you know. They will get close to you. They even have that energy that tells you that they want sex with you. And he also says, I would imagine all those adult vids are all the same with the guy slapping the chick. The older woman I hooked up with told me that she likes to watch that porn for women where it's more passionate and it's closer to real life fucking as opposed to the pump and dump shit. That's the kind of porn women like. And I gotta say that I like a combination of the both. Vanilla Musk K Player Supreme. If you'd like to read all this another time, I totally understand. Okay, let's just get to what he's talking about. I don't feel like wasting time today. I'll try to be brief. Right. I hope this is on the game. I'll ask you a few questions because I understand you prefer questions rather than comments. Are you familiar with the Supreme Court versus... No. Not going to bother reading that. Nope. Also, you're familiar with Empress for DC Tyresha L. Bay and her having the... I'm familiar with the Ouachita Moors. Do you think this is something made up and exaggerated? Me, I'm a Turner. Okay, this has... He's going to his... the Moors. There's a contract between the government and the Ouachita Moors and the Yamasee. That there's a group online that talks about that, which I've already looked at. So I've well studied history and law, but you're not an attorney, right? And have been taught quite a few things about the revising of the history books. They need to revise them, the history books here in the States. I also have a trained ear when it comes to understand the law. You know, it reminds me of my little brother. He married a white woman. She had 2 white kids, and then he had 2 kids of his own. He tried to go to court and get the white kids, the custody of the white kids, but the father didn't want him being raised by a black man. In fact, his 2 sons are out there. They moved out there to be with their brothers, and they finished growing up out there. So I haven't talked about them in years. And he actually read law books, and defended himself. Went to court for himself because he didn't have any money to afford it. When I hear black folks say what President Barack Obama done for the black folks, I have to question, okay, this is nothing to do with what we're talking about today. Let's see. Also touch on a little bit if and when you have time, what are your thoughts on Emmanuel Mayor of the city of Chicago? Nah. Not even interested in going there. Sorry. Let's see. Robert Ontiveros. Supreme, is the mind fucking only 3 vids, or is there more to it? Curious. 3 vids? You mean my product? It's the book. Sick music you mixed up. Yeah, I've been mixing music on my computer again. I've got 2 turntables, 3 turntables in the garage, and 2 mixers. I used to spin back in the days, but I spun house music. Then I got into hip hop towards the end. Hip hop is so slow, easy to mix that shit. The Greatest. He's got 3 of them. So let's start at the bottom. I noticed Russian women are stereotyped as not smiling much. Well, if you come from a cold ass country, would you be smiling? Have you ever noticed how people from the cold countries, they don't smile a lot? I mean, think about Iceland. Actually, Iceland is, well, the winter in Iceland. There's nothing to smile about there. He goes, probably because the cold sex. And in a study, it claimed that the world's best lovers are in Spain. But let's be honest, that's some white supremacist bullshit. Everyone knows the best lovers are in Africa and this part of the world. I disagree with that. Of the world, it's the Jamaicans and Brazilians. That I don't know about. Sorry to put my African brothers down, but I've heard not good stuff coming out of Africa as far as being, got the size, but don't use it. Not taught to use it. Think about the current condition of Africa. There's very little tribal teachings going on, very little of what was used to be. Everybody's running to the cities to live. People like to say blacks are good just because of our dick size, and that's partly true, but the real reason is because black people's natural mastery of rhythm, that we do have the ability to feel sound, energy. Think about the people who are untrained in this in our race. Think about the fuckers that listen to rap all day long and play rap music during fucking. Versus romantic type music. Vibrational energy and move within that. It's true. It truly is the motion of the ocean. And black kids come out of the womb dancing, especially in Africa. I do know about African American kids. I don't know about African kids, but I do know about African American kids. A lot of us are born with our eyes open. We are alert at birth. I saw it in my own kids, both of them. With Caucasian kids, their eyes are closed. They take a while to open their eyes. We sit up first. In fact, this is coming from the white scientists that studied us. We have a very high degree of learning. We learn much faster and adapt and grow much faster than any other race on the planet. Especially in Africa, the complex dancing they do over there is cultural. The best twerking you ever see, and I've seen their twerking. Some of the natural bodies are, I agree with that as well, on African women. And the men master moving their hips to drums over there. Just imagine how you can hit a woman spots when you're doing what those African brothers do. I hadn't thought of it that way. The majority of, he's getting racial. Let's ignore all that. Let's see. All in their heads, no connection to the body. That part is, I'm sorry to say, I'm not going to read the bad stuff, but that part I've noticed as a trainer is true. No connection to the body. I have to teach my white clients how to connect to their body parts. That's one area that my Caucasian viewers can actually improve in. It's like the motor receptors aren't there. And I think it's a survival instinct or skill, programming, DNA, whatever, coming out of the black race. It's a survival thing. We got to remember we're the first people on the planet. So all the survival stuff is within us. I've actually seen white folks fall on their, yeah, I've seen that too. Okay, let's see. You connect to your own body, you will be able to connect to a woman's. And that's what, see, unfortunately due to rap music, I don't want to just talk about rap music, but we've lost that in the States. We now call her a bitch, a hoe, a slut, all because these little angry little poet guys that put their poetry to music. And they got so much money, they went out and got the best ghetto booty chicks they could get. The hottest ones to put in their videos, and they bone them on the side. Little angry twerps. Do you see Snoop Dogg ever throwing a punch? See how skinny that dude is? And how feminine he actually is inside? He's the one that started wearing barrettes in his hair. And then all the black dummies out there in the ghetto start doing the same thing. They dare you to look at them. They think they're in the right. That feminization shit. Just because he did it. Who got him to do it? Who encouraged him to go deep into his feminine side? The greatest Obama care has been great for me too. Dental, $10 a month. Health care with great benefits, 65. It went down from the year before. That means you aren't making very much money. It's based on your income. People want to shit on Obama for the plain reason he's a black man. That's true. If you guys want to read the greatest comments, if you're black, you might want to tune into his comments. I'm not going to share them here because I want to get to comments on the game. I don't do the angry black guy stuff. That's one thing that irritates me, is the angry black guy, because we are at the bottom, and it's the guys that don't like it. They get angry. They want to say in every word, everything they post, that the anger shows up. I've been around those kind of brothers, and the negativity is toxic. And today's Saturday. It's sunshine outside, and I know shit's fucked up, but I just want to have a peaceful moment here. Ace, don't mess with trashy chicks if they are afraid of STDs. Yeah, I agree. The brother with the STD shit going on. Ace, jewelry box jokes. Okay, yep. A lot of comments from Ace there. Let me start at the bottom. Some European chicks seem friendlier than some American chicks. I think it's because they see me as exotic, because I've met plenty of friendly women who are American. So it depends on the chick. And he says his father played jazz. Now he plays reggae. He told me they used Craigslist to find musicians to form his bands. My dad used to leave little notes up in places, like at Skip's Music. Skip's Music in my town, where you get all your equipment and shit like that from. Also, he plays at restaurants and bars on weekends. That's what my dad did during the nighttime. He plays at music festivals, and that way he networks with other musicians, and then he collaborates with them. Collaborates. A new word, collabs, huh? Collaborates with them. He plays drums, congas, timbales. You have to be a people person and stay updated on the music events and festivities. I agree with that. He also says men lead and dance. Sure, women have their rhythm, but they should be following your lead of not then you know, or you mean if not then, you know you have to work on your lead or find another woman that will follow. I'm very rhythmic when I dance. He does Latin salsa dancing. Back in the early 2000s, a lot of the nerds ran there because you get beautiful chicks. It was easy, like low-hanging fruit. And then other people have discovered the salsa as a great place to meet some hot, spicy chicks. The ones who are extremely nerdy, those are the ones that they got to do it exactly. They can't improvise. Oh, no, if they misstep, they don't fuck the whole dance. That kind of mindset. Those kind of people. It's like they can't move now. When I dance, I like women that can follow my flow and match my movements. Me too. I've had women tell me that I'm a good leader on the dance floor, and I've had women say, I love your lead. You have gotten much better. That's a good compliment there, brother. He also finished up saying, I've had women come up to me to make convos. Some were normal, so I'm like, okay, she's interested. And some were like hooping and hollering, and I ignored those women. They were sloppy looking, aggressive as fuck, and trashy. I don't like hooping and hollering. But I like to see those signs that she is interested and then step over myself. Now, Ace is one of the black Latins. They're Latinos who have African blood. And I was just thinking about that, it's a whole different society, a different world when you're Latino and you're raised in a Latino household. Spanish is your dominant language. You're more than likely Catholic. Always her brother, Jovina's brother, constantly. In Portugal, the Catholicism is strong. The program is very, very strong. Ziggy. Tommy's followers, the male and female, yes, he does have females, are sheep. I agree. They're not the brightest either. They're not the brightest black folks around, but we've been dumbed down. They've been working on dumbing us down since we got to this land, keeping us stupid. And these people, the ones that think that, you know, we're descended from black tribes and stuff like that, they're so easy to mind manipulate. It's not even funny. Just show them something. What they do is they'll show the problems of the black race. They'll beef you up, say you're gods, and this is some truth right here. Believe this. We're the first people on the planet. Nothing godly about it. We're human beings. If human beings is godly, then cool, but we're just human beings. We have certain things that work better than anyone else on the planet. It's because we're the first copy. Coming out of Africa that's undiluted. We don't have to adapt to new environments. It's the other races that adapt to their environments. And in that adaptation, they may have lost things. But they may have gained other things. Continuing, they hold on to everything he says, whether it's logical or not. Yeah, I witnessed that. I try to talk too much about it because there's some Tommy supporters that watch my channel. And they all come up because I said something about it. They get defensive because if I'm saying something bad, they got to feel like, okay, I got to make this right inside of myself. So I got to say something. You know, Tommy's not that bad, or some stupid shit. What he says is true. Like when he was attacking black women, the weaker black males, they fell for that because they couldn't get any black pussy. Chief Little Horse. When I was a kid, I used to learn from Sesame Street. Never saw the show. The whole show. I've seen elements of it. I was in Japan when Sesame Street came out, and I came back to the States. It's Channel 6 for little kids. 321 Contact. Don't know what that is, and some other shows. I used to be the only one in my school who used to count to 100 by twos in the first grade. Wow. I even spoke Spanish for some plays where I played Bendito Juarez. Later, I spoke a play with President Roosevelt talking about the Day of Infamy. The old Irish writing was Ogham, which some people say was in the Americas. I'm still skeptical? You mean skeptical. I should give you the book my father uses for the timeline of the Native Americans and the broken treaties. It's a all-around good history book of the world. What percentage of Native American are you there, Chief Lords? You're not pure, so don't even try that one on me. So what percentage? Have you done DNA? Diet Coke. Kitty cat. I've seen some African Americans play a game called the Knockout. That's bullshit. They knock out some, yeah. It's not just African Americans either. And that was way back, was that 2010 that was going around? The bullshit about that shit? Then it died off. So you haven't seen shit, kitty cat. You've seen some videos on YouTube. Yeah. White guys are doing it too, by the way. Staying ready. Hey, player, I noticed some guys wearing shades in nightclub. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. You cannot make eye contact. That started back in the 90s, by the way. It was stupid to wear night shades or shades in a nightclub. Actually, it goes back to when I was actually in my 20s. The song that went, I wear my sunglasses at night. Hold on. Got to get the right tune. Ah, it came up. I wrote I wear and then sunglasses at night. Corey Hart.
So I can watch you with and breathe your storyline.
This is when white music changed, got better. Dance music opened up when I was a kid, youngster, and white folks started getting beat to their music. You know, so there's a strong beat. The whole different genres of Caucasian music, or Caucasians come to the music videos and stuff like that. It really opened up and exploded. It was a great time. I wish you guys could have been alive during that time period. Before that, all they had was country and rock and roll. Let's see, comments. So it's the dumbest thing you could do. A girl can't see your eyes. Dudes who are weak and try to look cool to beat themselves up, they wear the dumb shit like that. Staying ready. Hey player, I've been talking to everybody for weeks now to step out of my quiet guy shell. Good. And I've been doing it consistently every day. How long will it take? I'm still working on myself. For the rest of your life. Don't set a time limit. Learn to enjoy the day. Learn to enjoy the here and now. Your goal is to eventually change yourself. And I'm still working on myself. I've grown so much. As I said, when I go on vacations, I talk to everybody around me. Old black men, old white men, old black women, old white women. Doesn't matter. Native Americans. I met a chief out in Utah. Juan Carlos Rafaela. Bro, what is the point of this information? Let's see, blacks only. Okay. One, there are more races besides Latino and white. There are other white races. There are blacks that watch me as well. Okay. And I'm communicating to the black people. Okay. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's why I say to warn you so that you know this is for blacks only. But you're welcome to watch it as long as you don't say something stupid. Idiota. That's not Spanish, that's Portuguese, by the way. You get one chance. Come back and say something stupid, you're banned. I don't deal with stupidity here, man. I mean, think about it. Why did you even bother typing that? Why? Ask yourself, why did I bother saying that to this dude? Then you realize that it's your small-minded ego. What'd you do? Feel left out? If you're Mexican, more than likely you got black blood anyway. Look at all the Mexicans that are on on YouTube. Surprised their DNA has the presence of black DNA. So it might apply to you. Kitty cat. I suck at getting women. I'm always in my home. Get out your house. Try online dating. JK the Chosen. You like the video. See, that's the kind of comments that are positive. Michael Nolan sent me some videos of Black Lives Matter over in the UK. That was really cool to see. White folks standing up saying, all lives matter, but can you stop killing the black people, please? Because their lives are important too. See, when Black Lives Matter came out, most of you white folks got fooled in thinking that it was like something against you guys. The media did that to you, by the way. They programmed you. They pimped your mind. All they were saying is stop killing black people, unarmed blacks. That's all the message was. They twisted it to make it look like it was a terrorist group. They're out to assassinate people. They're out to kill cops. They sold you that shitty bill of goods, and you guys lapped it up like spit on the ground. The majority of you. Whenever I see a white person type some anti-Black Lives Matter shit, I know that motherfucker's mind has been pimped. I'm not saying it because I'm black, because I know the truth of it. Ben Hirsch. I hate to say this, but I'm 5 feet. In case you don't know. Okay. Yeah. You've been listening to me talk about Nate, who's 5'3". I know that it's hard to get someone to like or even love someone who's very short and physically challenged. But I heard from you that short men under 5 feet. Yeah. One of my clients, her husband was 5 feet tall, and she was 5'4", I think. She was taller.
Okay, so I'm going to text a picture of the dresser and the couch to Michael. He says
Okay.
they don't need it, but they're on their way to Chris's daughter's house.
Oh, they might need it, yeah.
And
We're getting rid of a
she's
dresser and a
really
couch.
picky, though.
Oh, fuck it.
So I'm going through the pictures and
She doesn't realize I'm doing a video.
I'm going to write because
When she gets in a loop, she doesn't realize I'm on a video. She gets in a loop, she got to get it out of her. So let's hold on for a second.
Oh, I didn't know you were.
Yeah, see?
You were very quiet when I came in. So never mind.
Okay.
Carry on.
I shall sally forth.
You shall.
That short men under 5'3" can be in a relationship, which is why I'm working on myself to have a better life in the dating field. You're going to have to find a wife. That's the challenge of, you won't be the chance of, if you're online watching me and you're 5 feet tall, the chance of you becoming a player are pretty slim. It's not impossible, but it's pretty slim. It's way too much. You got to find a wife, or a girlfriend, in other words. Someone who wants to settle down with you. Quick question. I've been doing full body workouts for a few months. Went down from 170. You're 5 feet, 170. You're carrying too much body weight, man. To around 136. Good. So you lost it. Good. Good job. And I asked you to change it to pounds. I think I responded to you. And I can lift 11 to 12 kilograms, but can lift biceps at 8 kilograms. I don't know how much that is, as I told him. I'm not going to take the time to go convert it. You know, you guys got to convert that shit for me. Wait, I can lift, he says he meant pounds. 11 to 12 pounds? 8 pounds? That's 8-pound bicep curls? You're capable of way more strength than that. Even at 5 feet, you're capable of way more strength than that. You should at least be at 15 to 20 pounds on those curls. Okay? It's something I can use to speed up. Start trying to lift heavier. And do those to failure. Again, do those to total muscular failure. Don't just set a rep like I'm going to do 8 reps and you're done. Do your exercise to total failure where you can't lift it anymore. That's when you know you've challenged the muscle into growing. As you guys know, I've been a personal trainer for 29 and a half years. I've learned a lot about the scientific way to make muscles grow. That's what I studied first, was the science of it. Rich. These black folks are the ones that call themselves the original Jews, whatever that means. Don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea it's another, okay. No, I think they're trying to call themselves, they're trying to say that the Native Americans were them. That us blacks are descended from these people who are Native Americans. Now, they did find black-looking tribes in the outer islands, by the way, in case you guys didn't know that. African features. That's the fellows talking about, the skirts. They wore those in the tribes. To my knowledge, skirt wearers weren't on the mainland. And yeah, there are tribes that do have had skirts, by the way, in Africa. Headdresses, they had headdresses. In fact, a lot of you'd be surprised how very close The Native American garb is to a lot of the African tribes outfits. David also says, hey player, I bought your products recent 7 steps, and I'll be even save up to get the mindset product. That's only $7. Also, I got your how to make a woman come product. Good. And I somewhat knew what a woman's vagina, about a woman's vagina, but more knowledge is very helpful. Yes, you're very right. I was friends with a girl from uni for 4 years. For 4 years ago, you mean from 4 years ago? We've just had an argument on why she doesn't consider my feelings. She's from Zimbabwe. I forgot where you were from. Someplace where they have the Jewish culture. Ethiopia? Fuck, I'm sorry, I'm getting old. I don't recall. One of our great scholars in this country was Ethiopian Jew. Dr. Ben. Can't pronounce his last name. From Zimbabwe. She's only marketing to white men because she only wants me to see attention on her due to her schizophrenia. So she's using you. You're better off just walking away from that relationship. It's not a good relationship. It'll make you feel less than you really are capable of. These kind of relationships where the girl uses you, they devalue your value as a man. So we decided to separate ways, but I'm on the verge to stop being friends with her because I know how it is to be in the friend zone. Yeah. Good. Walk away, man. This wasn't a long post either. Let's check recent comments. What book, Michael? I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Kitty? Jerome King, let's do this. Okay. Kitty, Cat, I wish you'd change that name. I'm so tired of this planet and I hate most humans. It's an unfair world. I used to be like that also. I hated humanity. I used to believe in the Antichrist and that I was the Antichrist. That's how crazy I got. And I told myself if I had a button to press to make everybody disappear, I'd press it. Look at me now. Look how I've changed. I didn't shave the gray off my head. Sorry about that, fellas. Let's see. Only animals are peaceful. No, animals are very violent. They're more inhuman than we are. They have no filter. I look at a cat hunt. It likes to torture. That's nice. Torture the animal before it kills it. If USA is racist, how come Obama's president?
Oh, God.
I wonder when someone's going to ask that dumb question.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, there are different levels of racism here in America. There are people who are just on the fence about it. There are people who are the diehard racist. They're the ones who we're against. Most America doesn't realize that they're actually been programmed to be racist, according to a white woman, kitty cat, named Jane Elliott. She has videos on YouTube. Type in Jane Elliott. Elliott. Okay? And you'll learn. Then you'll figure out why Obama is president. So do your own research. I'm not going to tell you. UK is way racist. They have right-wing conservative like Trump. And they will scrap human rights to deport people. What's up, Depeche? How do you forget an ex-bitch that your brain got used to? I already taught you that. And you keep thinking about. You find something to replace it. Get a new bitch and set new goals. Yes. He goes, damn, Supreme, I already know the answers. Jordan. What do you think of a square guy sitting down with a retired hoe? I don't think much of that. You get played. Do they have a chance at being together long? I don't think so. Sorry. A hoe has a hoe nature. You're talking about even a freak has got a freak nature. If you're a square, She'll get tired of you eventually. You need to find a good girl. Don't get played just because you're getting pussy. Don't get played. Calvin, what do you think about the government banning? Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. Michael, in the bush, they still have the tribe going on. Kenya, how would you know? You haven't been there. Snoop's a bitch, he says. Even though those boxers and fighters are acting tough, I seen UFC fighter wearing nail finish on his toes and had plaits. Staying ready, or Michael, entertainers look for your attention and power. Staying ready, a player, have you ever wore a long caveman beard in the game? I couldn't grow a long caveman beard, and I wouldn't if I could. Think about it. A long beard and trying to get some females. If you got money, Rick Ross was able to get away with it. But outside of that, if you ain't got the money and you're trying to be a Rick Ross wannabe and you don't have the game, you're on here watching my videos, you ain't got the swag? No, bro. Don't fall for the okie doke. Johnny Boy, what's up? What's up, Johnny Boy? Edwards, Player Supreme is that dude. Thanks for the compliment, fellas. Panani, Irish limericks is a big part of rap lyrics. Bono, he never takes his shades off. Okay, Bono. Michael Nolan says, notice that. Johnny Boy, what do you think of Colin not standing? Okay, we've already been over that one. Derek Kelly, I'm black, and my dad is against Black Lives Matter, so is my aunt. They're what we call coons, Derek Kelly. You're the brother with the Irish last name. Yeah. Coons. Okay? Our race has them. Go watch the movie Django. You see a prime example of a coon. Johnny Boy, police shooting African-American people. What's so high about that, Johnny? Explain it to me. Happens so rarely. I mean, shooting them for unjust reason. Are you trying to be serious, Johnny? Please tell me you're joking. Jerome King. How to get my apartment ready for girls and sex. Clean your apartment. That's the first thing you do. Common sense stuff. You might want to put some those little lighted things that give off a little scent to get rid of the man odor in there. So it has a decent smell. And that'll help it. That'll go a long ways, in other words. Let's see. I lost my place. Angel, 1 kilogram. I'm not doing the calculations, man. Fuck that shit. Angelo, I'm not going to do the calculations. Hey, staying ready. Hey, player, I noticed I had a problem when it comes to leading women. That means your balls are small, your balls are weak, your manhood is weak. I recently started leading girls in dances to the dance floor. Will that help when it comes to being? Yes, it will. It goes a long ways. Start thinking like a leader. Start becoming a leader. Let your man come out. That's been programmed out of us, out of your generation, in other words. And each generation gets worse. They want black guys to start wearing dresses, by the way. As you've seen that they're programming the rappers to wear dresses. And pretty soon we're going to see brothers wearing a dress. That's how bad. When it gets to that level, then we've lost it. Our community's gone. Jerome King, the less clothes, the less European, except in the north, winter, and the cold. Okay. Chris D, hey, PS, how's it going? It's going good, man. Kenya Hill play, what's good? It's this Kenya. What's up, Kenya? Chris D, the brown eye experiment. I remember that. Yeah. Jane Elliott. Jovini, your brother's at the window. These questions are off the chain. LOL. A square with a retired. Haha. Yeah. Ho. You Jelly Supreme. How you doing? I'm doing really good. You Jelly. Michael. Animals aren't conscious, Supreme. That's why they are in the fight or flight mode. We don't know if they're conscious. We don't know if animals actually have consciousness. They've been doing a lot of experiments. There's evidence to say they have some form of limited consciousness, not all instinct. But anyway, let's just continue. You Jelly Supreme. What's up with if you can call it rap? Someone I know linked me a video, and these idiots were wearing tight pants, look like weak ass. Yeah, they're doing that now in the rap. Derek Kelly, he says, hello, right? I think they feel that they're better than regular blacks because they have money. That's that type. Bourgeois. And they suck up to white folks. Yeah, Jolene said bougie. They suck up to white folks. Because that's where they... Never mind, I don't want to put your parents down. You learn for yourself the true nature and determine what side of the fence you're going to come out on. Michael Nolan, look at the movie The Island of Dr. Monroe. It's about human hybrids. That's a fictitious movie. Saw the movie. You can't believe what's in the movie, by the way. Okay, fight or flight. When a dog comes up and shows love to its human owner, is that fight or flight? There's a man that plays with tigers and lions, and they show him love. They're the most vicious predators on the planet. Yes, so he's wrestling with them. There's videos on YouTube you can watch. Is that fight or flight? I've seen a lioness save a baby gazelle and lick it and nurture it and try to protect it. You've seen that video, right? It's on YouTube. Type it in if you're curious about it. Now, they call it a nurturing instinct. Okay. But what about when it's a human being? What about when it's their food? Now, of course, admittedly, the lion, that's kind of fucked up. A male lion got it when she turned it back. Poor thing. I've got one more question. Tell Grease I said, what's up? Okay. Grease out there having fun. He got his dough. And he'll probably be checking in about a month or so. Derek Kelly. I was like them until I went to college and saw people less fortunate than me. So you come from a well-to-do background. You're fortunate. Your parents, they made a lot of money. But, of course, in this country, it does require the politicking of being amongst the dominant society in order to survive and keep making that money. In order to keep it, you got to sell out. They're probably Republicans, so they believe whatever the Republicans put out. Hold on. Okay, I just sent Grease a notice. Angelo, about animal consciousness, there is a gorilla who's trained to communicate with hand gestures and knows about 1,000 words. I've been looking at the cats. And that's why there's something there. These cats, they're smarter than we think. Michael, what my point is, us humans are aware of our behavior. Animals aren't. When you train a dog to not shit on the carpet, he's aware of his behavior. He becomes aware of his behavior. He becomes aware that you don't like it. And if it happens, watch him grovel and cry and know that he's done something wrong. Panini. Old 90s hip-hop album. Lots of song titles are in Irish. Ain't Mad at Ya by Tupac. Are you aware that a lot of African Americans, they had like a, not my family, but they had like a Irish grandmother? You aware of that? You're probably not aware of that because you're over there. Because the Irish were treated like shit in this country, I guess the two communities, they kind of understood each other. Rap was started by an African American. The first rap song is still popular today. But you go back to the old culture of the fiddle shit, when they have a black dude play the fiddle and do all the calling stuff. That's what the origin of rap, which I think came out of Europe. They did the square dancing, the calling stuff. That's supreme, Ujelly says. Some animals do things they were not taught. Panani, yes, they're West Indian Irish. I've seen the West Indian Irish. I've seen the black mixtures out of there. I'm talking about the United States, though. What's up, Shaquille O'Neal and Eddie Murphy? Irish surnames. There you go. Irish. Go back, those Irish dude there, or Irish female. Or they could have had an Irish, very few, most of the Irish were overseers on the plantations, but somewhere they could have had Irish great-great-great-grandfather. Will Smith, Irish surname. Smith is an English name. Smythe. Fuck yeah, Wired. Animals can't change their programming. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Kitty cat. People and women will regret laughing at me. You sound like you've been smoking weed today there, kitty cat. You might want to take the day off. Smith is Irish. I disagree. I know you're Irish, but I know the name Smythe. I've looked up Smith, and it comes out of England. Maybe there's some people from England migrated over there, or maybe you guys have the name as well. I don't know. Smith is more Vikings. Why don't you guys Google the name? Do it right now. Google it. Origin of the name Smith. Here. From an English surname meaning metalworker. Blacksmith. Derived from Old English smiton, to smite, to hit. It is the most common surname in most of the English-speaking world. Behind the name, meaning, origin, and history of Smith. Okay? The name refers to Smith, originally derived from Old English. I can't pronounce it. Term meaning one who works with metal. Yep. Okay, that solves that one. Oh, Mike goes, yeah, you're right. I checked it out. Yeah, but Kitty Cat says when I hit the last point of my anger, it's done. Well, you're spreading your anger on here. Recognize that when you type in there, you spread your bullshit, how you're feeling to everyone else that's reading. So you pass on some of your energy. So be wary of that. Need to shave. Yep. Didn't realize they had the name Smith in Ireland, though. That's new to me. I knew it was English because there was a lot of Smiths over here. There's a common name over here. A lot of Johnsons. And Johnson could be either Norwegian or English, I guess. Son of Johns. That's how the Norwegians did their old names. Two most common is Jones from Wales. We have Joneses over here. Didn't realize it was a Welsh name, though. Michael says, yeah, well, suppose next to UK. Not sure what you mean by that, Michael. Any game questions, fellas, before I bugger out? Tom Jones. Yeah. He's an American singer, I believe. Or was he from over there? Was Tom Jones English? Anybody know that? Well, I got Google. Birthplace. United Kingdom. Huh. He was English. I listened to him sing, but I don't recall him talking. I just know he was, according to some females, he was really short. He's Welsh. Huh. Born in 1940. He was married for 55 years. That's admirable. I'm going to ask you, we live. What we talking about? Nothing much, man. I'm about to get off here. Ain't much going on. Kenya, I'm thinking about investing more polo shirts. No, Kenya. Polo shirts are like the worst. People that work at McDonald's, Target, Walmart, they wear polo shirts. How can I gain muscle fast? Do your sets to failure. That'll make the muscles grow much faster. Are you really that desperate, kitty cat? What do you mean, bother the girl that you like? Go up and talk to her, man. If she likes you, she'll talk back. If not, move on. Don't stick with a girl who doesn't like you. Angela, polo shirts are classic nerd t-shirts. Looks like Michael says he's going out tonight. Panani says all top musicians are players. That's why they're so rich. No, they're rich because they're doing what they love, which is give the world music they can enjoy. As part of that, they get a lot of females too. Guys that played in bands, they get females. So my dad did it. How do I know if she likes me? She talks back to you. She smiles at you. If she doesn't, and she acts like you're irritating her, walk on. Michael says if she likes you, she will give interest. Exactly. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by what do you mean? How can I understand what I just said? Most singers get caught cheating. Supreme, come on, they're players. I never said they weren't, Michael. I don't think you're listening carefully, man. I've never said singers were not players. I said that's how musicians, in other words, that's how my dad got his pussy. Kitty Cat, is shy girl better or hot girl with confidence? For GD. What is GD? Oh, for girlfriend. A shy girl, it makes a better girlfriend. Way better. And I'll debate that with anybody. It doesn't ask me anything back. Does that mean she doesn't like? Is she talking to you? Shy people are afraid to ask questions like you are. If she's having a conversation with you and smiling, you can't be so far gone into non-humanity that you can't recognize when a person likes you or not. Come on. Think back when you were a little boy before you develop all this nonsense you're doing, which is nonsense, by the way. It's stupid. Stupid behavior. I did it myself. So think back to when you were a little boy. And that'll tell you. Kenya, I went to a cigar bar, surprised to see a lot of women. Women are smoking cigars now, trying to be manly. That started back in the early 2000s, I think. No, actually the 90s, late 90s. You jelly. The shy girl will be shy to other men. I have autism. I can't read. Oh. Body language. ADHD too. Anxiety, paranoia too. Okay. I really can't help you with those, man. I'm not a professional psychiatrist or psychologist. There's some people I can't help. I do know that my older brother is autistic in some ways. He's high functioning, but he has a wife and he's dated. Padini says he started smoking cigars when he was 13. Hope your lungs are okay, man. What's stopping you, kitty cat, it really is just your fear. And you hide behind the labels you're giving yourself. Autistic, ADHD, anxiety, paranoia. You think you're the only one? The other people that have these kind of conditions, that if you look at into, you see some of them actually might even have wives. So basically it's fear. That's a real big thing. That's stopping you right now is fear. My doctor said, yeah, they will say that. Their job is to put labels on us, not to put the medical profession down. Kenya, this one girl or guy on my team, she loved wearing my t-shirt for some reason. Cool. All right, let's see, what time is it? Oops, I guess time to bugger out there, fellas. I'm working on my business, so I've got to get back to work. All right, I'll probably do another show in about a week, around the same time, late morning on a Saturday. So we'll see you guys soon. Take care.